Good morning, everyone. This is Mitch. Hopefully, you guys are having a great start to your day and a great work week so far. I got you an update on what the latest models are showing for the storm potential for the 13th into your Valentine's Day, which is your 14th time frame. I will tell you, things changed overnight, and I will remind you guys, like I did in yesterday evening's video, that things will continue to change. So please do not make any grand conclusions off anything you see on social media, my videos. I'm just here to provide you updates and really break this down for you guys. So remember that. But things have changed in more in favor for a bigger storm system potential along the eastern U.S. So what that means for each area, well, it doesn't mean a whole lot because we don't have a lot of details, but I can show you with the latest model guidance and showing we can break it down a little bit. So if you guys have not subscribed, consider doing that. Like the video if you like it. Hit me up on my social media links. I try to pump out continuous updates at least every hour to two, especially when we're leading up to a storm system that we're talking about. So thank you all for the amazing support, and I hope you guys are having a great start to your day. If you guys got anything I can pray about, always put them in the comments below. It gives me an opportunity to pray over them. It gives others an opportunity to do so too. So thank you all for doing that. Here we go. Latest GFS. Let's back this up because I was showing you the goodies right off the dot here. Latest GFS, I'll show you the latest European. And the Canadian model we'll look at briefly. We'll look at the energy and I'll show you guys what these models are showing as far as snowfall accumulations. But remember, whatever you see, do not make grand conclusive solutions in your head that, hey, this is going to happen. I see a lot of comments like, oh, my area just never gets hit. We're always in a hole. I feel it. Trust me. You know, I made a community post yesterday, and I deleted it because I thought about it and it was kind of hypocritical for me to say to not put emotion with weather. I used to be like that. I did. Trust me. I live in Columbia, South Carolina. We're in the armpit of hell. Trust me. I did not see accumulating snow for nearly 8 years until a few weeks ago. So I get it, guys. I really do. But here we go. We're getting into Saturday evening. We got a cold front dropping in, cold air filtering in, low pressure developing in the Gulf. This is northern stream energy. This is southern stream energy. These two will try to interact and phase together, in which they do on the latest GFS. But so you have a band of snow that really breaks out as soon as really Saturday morning across Arkansas, potentially Kentucky. This will move through, and this is not associated with any kind of low pressure. This is really just energy off the northern stream that's really coming down with this upper trough. This continues to come. Low pressure begins to develop off the coast of the southeast as we get into our Sunday morning, the February 13th. This band begins to intensify of snow. This brings snow all the way to Birmingham, Alabama. But I'm not telling you guys it's going to snow in Birmingham, Alabama. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying this is what one model shows, guys. So it shows a nice band of snow. I know this isn't an all-out snowstorm, but this is a nice band of snow that could put down maybe a couple inches of snow if the GFS was correct on the latest updated information for this piece of energy here. This continues to move through West Virginia, western areas of Virginia, get some snow. And then this is when this piece of energy and this piece of energy try to interact with each other. Now, I know you folks in Georgia or South Carolina are seeing this. Well, where's the snow for us? It doesn't work out in our favor. Basically, when you have the transferring of energy, it kind of whiffs South Carolina and Georgia. And I think you're too warm in general anyways. But things can change, and things will change, whether it's going to be in the favor of a more wintry solution for more areas of southeast, and whether they're not, I'm not sure. I will mention that I told you guys a couple days ago that if you want snow for more areas of the southeast, I think you're pulling for basically the energy in the northern stream to be more amped up, and a deformation band or something to form, a lead trough interaction, something to happen where you can swing some energy southeast, and then with the cold air that moves through, and it tries to do this. But here we go, low pressure developing, but it's really far off the coast of the eastern U.S. But these pieces of energy still interact. They don't phase and come together, but they interact enough. So this is valid for Sunday evening. Check it out. You got decent snow falling in North Carolina. Pretty much I would say a lightweight snowstorm, if you will, a small-scale snowstorm developing in areas of Washington, D.C., almost all the Delmarva area, Delaware, Maryland, portions of West Virginia are seeing snow. New York City, Boston. But, you know, this isn't a massive snowstorm. Now, depending on, and it's hard to really talk specifics in these videos, and I'm trying not to get carried away with the specifics because there's no detailed specifics at all. But if the GFS was to happen, this would still bring some moderate to potentially heavy snow for the areas of New Jersey into southern New England. Then it moves on out. So I can tell you that this is just trending in general more amplified. So if I back this up a couple runs, 1, 2, 3. This was the run from lunchtime yesterday. Notice it's pretty much a whiff for, you might as well say, everybody. You fast forward it to the current run, and I guess you could call this a trend. Bang, bang, bang. More moisture, and just in general, more of a snowy solution. So we got to watch this. How much does this continue to trend? We don't know. But the European, it works kind of in the same way too, but it's just not quite there. We're getting into Sunday morning. Here it goes. It shows something very similar to the GFS. Moisture off the coast of the southeast. Rainy weekend probably expected for a lot of the weekend for Florida. And snow breaking out with the southern stream. Even shows some light snow in Atlanta. But these interact less on the European is what I'm trying to say. And we'll see the 06Z Euro is about to come through, which only shows us really ensembles. It doesn't really break down the storm because it only goes out the 90 hours out on the 06Z and the 18Z. So we won't still fully see what it's showing here. But, you know, check it out. You know, northern stream gives certain areas light snow. There's a band of heavier snow that tries to develop with this northern stream, but it's not a big deal. But here's that backside moisture that tries to pull through. And by then, the 850s are supportive, which is the temperatures, you know, maybe a mile up in the air, are supportive of snow, but what are the surface temperatures in these areas? So I would think that this moisture in South Carolina would be light rain as we're getting into Sunday evening. But I would say this system is speeding up a little bit too, which makes sense because with this, you speed this system up, it gives these two pieces of energy a chance to interact more. So it makes sense that this system is speeding up in general, meaning this might be more so, I would say, a Sunday evening event into Sunday overnight as opposed to maybe a Monday morning and just Monday during the day and Monday evening event. So very interesting. This is not going away. In fact, confidence is increasing that this is coming together a little bit more. You look at the Canadian, and I won't spend too much time on the Canadian, but kind of shows the same thing. Snow off the northern stream. And it's kind of a mixture between, I would say, the European and GFS, but leans a little bit more towards the European. And it's very close. The Canadian does a pretty good job of trying to shove this backside moisture southeast, kind of like with that event a couple weeks ago, into the Carolinas. And we have to see, you know, what it looks like for this area as we get closer and how this little band of moisture verifies. But this would bring snow for a lot of folks along the I-95 corridor into New England, into the Mid-Atlantic. So we'll see how that happens. You look at the Fort Max here, see what's going on here, right? Energy, all this energy right here is from the low pressure shooting out the Gulf. And then you got this, which is the upper trough energy. Do they phase? Absolutely not. But they interact a lot more than what the GFS has been doing the last few runs. And you back it up, and it just looks really sloppy here. And so now it's starting they're starting to interact more, but they're definitely not phasing. They might phase once they get well off the eastern U.S., but at that point, that doesn't matter for the lower 48 at all. So we look at the snowfall. What is it showing per the latest GFS? Well, let's check it out here. As we're moving here in time, here it is. Shows a pretty nice event for West Virginia, New Jersey, the Delmarva area, Washington, D.C. gets almost a half a foot of snow, 10-to-1 ratio. Remember, we don't know if this snow is going to be falling at 10-to-1 ratio. We don't know if it's higher or lower. I would definitely aim towards lower the more south you go, obviously. But it shows a little bit of snow as far south as Louisiana. And this is basically off that upper trough energy. We'll see how that works out. But it shows snow in North Carolina. It shows a little snow in Raleigh and Charlotte. But notice you're not seeing really much snow at all in South Carolina and Georgia. You know, I just think temperatures are going to be a problem for South Carolina and most of Georgia. I really think they are, and that just happens. You know, climate says that we're not typically favored for snow, and that's just how it is. You know, for me, I'm on the outside looking in and looking at this, and I can say for South Carolina, my chances are starting to drop. But I'm okay with that because I saw a few inches already this winter, and I already call this winter a major win for me, and I'll be honest. GEFS ensembles, they continue to hone in on the Mid-Atlantic. West Virginia, they like West Virginia. They like Virginia. They like Maryland, the Delmarva area, New Jersey, and they're starting to like southern New England. They really are. So we'll continue to watch this. North Carolina, there is a solid signal, but you really got to get to the Virginia-North Carolina border. And there's a solid signal for eastern Tennessee. I really think there is. I think this is a decently favorable scenario for a small to medium scale event for you guys. I really think it is. You look at the 850s, this is basically the temperature about a mile above our heads, right? So, you know, a few thousand feet, 5,000 feet. So if you're wondering, well, why can't we get snow in South Carolina and Georgia? Well, so 0 degrees Celsius is 32 degrees Fahrenheit. So you need these numbers to say 0, which is 32 degrees Fahrenheit, you know, about a mile above the surface. If they are, that means if it's 0 degrees or lower into the negatives in Celsius, that means there's the warm nose is it might be there, but it's below 32 degrees. So the moisture, if the surface temperatures are supportive of it, the moisture would fall potentially as snow. So there's a little bit of just a warm nose over you know, South Carolina, portions of Georgia, and even the Carolinas in general. It doesn't take until that Arctic air, I wouldn't even call it Arctic air, just the cold front, the cold air that moves in, until temperatures aloft, which means above the surface, are supportive of snow. So therefore, I mean, that doesn't move in until the moisture's on out for areas deep in the southeast. Sorry, guys, I've got a little bit of hiccups coming up all of a sudden midway through the video. So, anyways, you know, that's that. So, I mean, that's just how it works around here. It really does. The further south you go, the more or less favorable it gets for winter weather. I'll show you the old UK Met model, which I feel like used to be a much better and respectable model maybe just a few years ago, but it always seems to always do the crazy scenarios. But I will mention, and you know, for the Northeast, it's pumping out a major winter storm. Foot and a half totals for areas of Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Long Island, and it's starting to really like the idea of a major winter storm. But it also puts a lot of snow down in Virginia, several inches of snow. Washington D.C., anywhere from 5 to 8 inches of snow. The mountains get a good snow out of this. So we'll continue to watch this. Models are increasing in general that this is going to be a winter storm. But that doesn't mean it's going to happen. So a lot of things need to be worked out. I would say if you live in North Carolina, I would say if you live really in the Mid-South through North Carolina to the Mid-Atlantic to southern New England and Northeast in general, watch this storm. Because if this phases, this could be a big-time storm system for somebody. So that's all I got, guys. I hope you guys have a blessed day. Make today a great day, and God bless all y'all.